Hey yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Triple DOAGH Special Edition. Now, before I get into it, no, this is not my review of Mega Man 10. Even though I've already typed one, and we'll get into all of the things that I typed later. Now, the reason this video is being made is for one reason. Now, if you played Mega Man 10, you've been on your message board, you know the game's been hacked inside and out. The Mega Man killer weapons out, Bash is playable without DLC, blah, 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 blah. A lot of stuff I'm going to get into. But I'm going to start with the Mega Man killer weapons because I want to have fun with some math with y'all. You know what I mean? Want to have fun with some math. Now, I do want to say this before I click a button, before I do anything. This is in no way me saying, forget some DLC, I'm not buying nothing. I'm only doing it for the sake of journalism, for the sake of knowledge, and that's what it is. So, like I say, for love, truth, and justice, it's your boy Triple. I'm in the building, and we're gonna go to Solar Man stage because everybody seems to love his music. Now, we just, like I said, we just gonna get into we just gonna get into the Mega Man killer weapon. Now, here's a little history lesson for y'all. Now, for those that don't know about the Mega Man killers, here's your history lesson. Now, as you may or may not know, there were Mega Man Game Boy games once upon a time. And the Mega Man Game Boy games, what they represented was the between one game to another. Like, 1 and 2 was represented by Dr. Wily Revenge, 2 and 3 was represented by Part 2, and so on till you got to Part 5, which didn't include not a single Robot Master, but it featured the Star Droids. We're not going to get into that. Go watch a video of Raykuza Moria Quasex playing a game or something, because we're just not going to get into that today, okay? Now, I will say this. In Mega Man 1, the Mega Man killer in that game was Incurse. In Mega Man 3, the Mega Man killer was Punk, and in Mega Man 4, the Mega Man killer was Balaz. Now, what's kind of special about each one of their weapons is that in order to be the Wily final part of Wily of that game, you had to have each one of those Mega Man killer weapons in order to do it. Now, there were some instances where the Mega Buster may or may not have worked, but in order to defeat the boss, you had to use that Mega Man killer's weapon of that game. Now, you may be wondering why I left out 2. It's because Quint got shafted in 10 and no one cares about him. At least that's what I hear. I guess they didn't want Mega Man riding on a pogo stick. Who knows? Now, we just gonna get into it. Now, once you do whatever it is that you gotta do, this is what your weapon select screen will look like. It will have all the weapons of all the Robot Masters you defeated, your Rush Coil, your Rush Jet, and each of the Mega Man killer weapons. Incurse Mirror Buster, Punk Screw Crusher, and Balaz Cracker. Now, I will say this before we continue. No, Proto Man nor Bash can use these weapons. If you try to use these weapons with either Proto Man or Bash, the game will freeze. You have been warned. You can believe me or not believe me, but if you want to go try to use it, and you heard, I had to go through that a couple times because I was trying to experiment for the sake of y'all. We're going to start the Mirror Buster. This is what the Mirror Buster looks like. Now, the Mirror Buster is real simple. The Mirror Buster does not use energy until it reflects a projectile. Now, and what it does, it reflects a crescent-shaped projectile, as you will see now as I reflect this. Reflect another one, so y'all can see it. Now, as you look at the top of the screen at my weapon usage, every time the Mirror Buster creates a projectile, it uses 1 unit of weapon energy. Here's a little mathematics for everybody. 1 crescent wave from the Mirror Buster is equivalent to two Mega Man or Proto Man Buster shots, or what we'll get into later, 4 Bash Buster shots. Figured you might want to know that. Now, I got some other information I got lying around, and if y'all nice enough, I might share it. Moving on. Punk Screw Crusher. Now, I'm gonna be real. For all my fans who normally watch the show, I get into a debate a lot about what's broken and what ain't. Now, I've talked about, in my year reviewing games, I've talked about a lot of broken things. The Konami Code, Magneto, cards, the Metal Blades. Now, keep the Metal Blades in your head as I demonstrate to you the Screw Crusher. Now, what I need you to do is I just need you to pay attention to my weapon meter and count how many Screw Crushers I throw before it takes off one weapon unit. Is everyone ready? Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, if I had a thundering sound and the count was around smoking weed, it'd be 8, ha ha ha, something like that. But no. Yes, it is true. You get 8 screw crushers. 8 screw crushers for one weapon unit of energy. Now, let's bring this around twofold. Just so you know, you have 28 units of energy for your character and 28 units of energy for your weapon. Are you still with me? Let's go to third grade, everybody. 28 times 8 is 224. Yes. 28 times 8 is 224. If you had to get your calculators out there, I feel sorry for you. Now, enough sneak this. Think about it like this. The Metal Blades, as we talked about earlier, the Metal Blades in Mega Man 2 on the NES got 4 shots to the weapon unit. Now, you want to keep going? Okay, now, if in Mega Man 2, just like in Mega Man 10, 28 units of weapon energy. 28 times 4, 112. That means you get twice as many Screw Crusher shots as you do Metal Blades. But Metal Blades are more powerful. Now, to bring it full circle, 1 Screw Crusher is equivalent to 1 Mega Buster or Proto Buster shot and 2 Bass Buster shots. Because, as I'll explain in the fast review, and I'll get into it now, the Bass Buster, even though it rapid fires, it only does half of normal damage. On any given thing, it only does half of normal damage, so you need 2 shots to equal 1 Mega or Proto Buster shot. Now, let's get into the Ballade Cracker. The Ballade Cracker is real simple. Up, forward, up, back, I think, forward, down, forward, and down, back. You can aim it in 7 directions, whether jumping or standing. You cannot aim it down. I don't know a weapon other than the Metal Blade I can think of in Mega Man history that you can aim directly down. And no, wait, you can't even aim them. Yeah, you can. You can aim them directly down. Now, let's get into the Ballade Cracker a little bit, because I'm finna throw some heavy math on y'all. Now, just so you know, the Ballade Cracker doubles as a projectile and an explosion, and they are both separate but the same. Because think about it this way: you throw this at somebody, it's just not gonna hit a projectile, and then the explosion's not gonna happen. Now, in the exception of the Robot Masters that I tried this on, is that it always, in the Robot Master case, which I'll get into later if I decide to, is that either the explosion or the projectile does 1 point of damage either way, because the Robot Master is invincible after you hit him. So no matter what, it always does 1 point of damage. Normally to any other enemy, because I haven't tested this out on third bosses yet, and I will, and I'll get a write-up on that, the Ballade Cracker does 3 points of damage. 1 point for the Ballade Cracker projectile, and 2 for the explosion it makes afterwards. Also note, it gets 2 shots for every 1 weapon of any sort, so you get 56 total shots. You get 56 total shots, so this is a nasty weapon. I'm like, it does damage. The only thing it doesn't do damage to is Wily's final form. I'm not going to tell you what the weapon is that does damage to him, because I don't want to spoil that for y'all. But I figured you just might want to know that. I am done for right now. So, I just want to, go through, because yes, you can weapon switch to them, and it's not glitched out. So we'll just go through the weapons one more time before I go. Ballade Cracker. Screw Crusher, Mirror Buster. I think I'm done. I'll be back later with this uncut, with that exclusive look and my boy Bass, man. He just know, here's the secret. He's a lot like Mega Man and Bass, but we'll get into it. And if anybody has something to say about the way I'm pronouncing his name, that's your issue, and I'll pronounce it the way I want. It's your boy Triple. I'm out of here. Holla at your boy.